There is a strange kind of doubling happening in the sky today, and if you are a Virgo, you are standing right in the middle of it. Two different maps of the moon are pointing you in two different directions at once. One says stay visible, one says stay soft. Most horoscopes will pick one and ignore the other. We are not going to do that, because the real story today is not about choosing between career and love. It is about how the same day can hold both, if you know where to look. The bigger picture, let us start with what is easiest to see. In Western tropical astrology, the sun is still moving through Virgo, and it has been quietly rewriting how you present yourself to the world. This is not vanity, it is recalibration. Cosmetic choices, your reputation, your titles, the way your name shows up on a business card or a byline, all of it is under gentle revision right now. This window runs from late August through late September 2026, and it favors small, visible resets rather than dramatic overhauls. If you are picturing something bigger, something closer to a full reinvention, the more significant window for that arrives between mid-2027 and mid-2028. Tay is for planting the seed, not harvesting the tree. Layered on top of that is a faster moving signal. The moon has entered Gemini, and in the Western framework, it is activating your 10th house, the house of career and public standing. This is the part of the sky asking you to communicate before you feel fully ready. Not because you are unprepared, but because Gemini energy rewards quick, honest updates over polished silence. Here is where it gets interesting. If you were to check a Vedic or Sidereal chart for the same day, you would find the moon somewhere else entirely, sitting in Taurus instead of Gemini. That is not a mistake. Vedic astrology calculates the zodiac using a different starting point than the tropical system. So the two traditions can genuinely disagree on where the moon sits on any given day. And this is where the story deepens. Where the Western lens sees Gemini's quick-thinking, career-facing energy, the Vedic lens sees Taurus, an earthy, relationship-warming placement, one that traditionally supports quiet connection over public performance. Two different moons. Two different invitations. And somehow, both are true for you today. Love start with the Vedic picture because it is the gentler entry point. With the moon settled in Taurus, Vedic astrologers note a genuine uptick in the odds of meeting someone new or feeling closer to someone already in your life. This is not a guarantee, more of a favorable tilt, the kind of day where patience pays off rather than urgency. You may notice the atmosphere at home feels calmer than usual, almost deliberately so, as if the day is asking you to slow down and actually be present with the people around you. Now bring in the aspect the Hellenistic tradition would flag here, a trine between this Gemini moon and Venus. A trine is one of the easiest, most cooperative angles two planets can form, and this one makes it noticeably simpler to talk about your schedule without sounding distant or clinical. You can say what you can and cannot do, and it will land as warmth, not rejection. Here is the synthesis worth sitting with. The Vedic moon in Taurus is softening your home environment from the inside. The Venus trine is softening your outward communication from the outside. Two completely different techniques, two completely different traditions, and they are describing the same emotional weather from opposite ends. If you are in a relationship, this is a good day to say the appreciation out loud instead of assuming your partner already knows. Do not just feel it. Say it. Career now, the sky pulls you back toward visibility, and this is where the Gemini moon's 10th house placement really does its work. You may notice a pull to answer something at work, adjust a plan, or explain your progress before it feels perfectly buttoned up. Resist the urge to wait for a flawless update. Gemini energy rewards accurate and timely over polished and late. A clear, honest message today can do more for how you are perceived than another hour spent quietly rehearsing it in your head. There is also something more expansive stirring underneath this. Evolutionary astrologers watching today's chart point to the moon making contact with Uranus, the planet of sudden insight and unconventional change, right in your career sector. This tends to correspond with a pull toward work that feels genuinely meaningful, not just functional. You might feel drawn to advocate for someone overlooked or to imagine a version of your professional life that actually fits who you have become. That does not mean quitting your job this afternoon. Uranus can be impulsive, and today favors staying open to unconventional paths rather than making sudden leaps. Take a breath here, because this next part is easy to miss. The same 10th house energy that is asking you to communicate clearly is also the energy asking you to dream a little bigger about your role. Clarity now creates room for reinvention later. Money, that same instinct toward image and reputation from earlier in the day, has a financial cousin. Branding, business cards, advertising, the outward symbols of status, these all live in the same territory the sun is currently revising in you. It is worth asking, honestly, whether your current presentation matches your actual worth or whether it is overdue for a small update. But there is a caution folded into this. Virgo's perfectionism can quietly turn into financial anxiety the moment plans shift. Combine that with the Gemini moon's tendency to promise more availability than your calendar can actually hold, and you get a familiar trap, saying yes to obligations, financial or otherwise, that sound capable in the moment but strain you later. Reliability is genuinely attractive. It only works when it is based on what is real, not what sounds impressive. Health here is what makes today worth paying attention to. Your body has been sending you signals, and the perfectionist in you has likely been talking over them. That tendency to demand flawlessness at work does not just cause stress, it can generate real anxiety the moment plans change, and that anxiety has to live somewhere. For a lot of Virgos, it lives in the body, in tension, in restlessness, in a fatigue that does not fully make sense given how much you are actually doing. So the honest move today is simple. Tell yourself the truth about how you are feeling instead of managing around it. If you are tired, that is information, not an inconvenience. Rest is not a reward you earn after everything is finished. It is part of how the finishing happens at all. If any remedy or ritual practice appeals to you today, keep it general and low risk. Things like grounding time outdoors, a few minutes of quiet breathing, or simply naming your stress out loud to someone you trust. Anything more specific, like chart-based remedies, some Vedic practitioners recommend for particular planetary placements, really does require a look at your individual birth chart. That is not something a general reading for the whole sign can responsibly offer. Home and family, that calmer, more grounded atmosphere the Vedic moon in Taurus is creating does not stop at romance. It extends into the whole household. You may notice family interactions feel a touch more harmonious than usual, less friction, more ease. This is a good day to lean into that instead of rushing past it. Use the moment to get closer to the people already closest to you, rather than treating home life as something to optimize later once work settles down. It rarely settles down on its own schedule. Today, it is offering you the opening. Travel in spirit, if travel is on your mind. Something like New York City fits the energy well, a place that rewards curiosity without demanding perfection, which is exactly the medicine your perfectionist streak could use right now. But the deeper travel today is not geographic. It is the slow journey toward the bigger reinvention window opening in 2027 and 2028. Today's small image adjustments, today's honest career update, today's willingness to rest instead of push, these are the quiet groundwork for that larger transformation. You do not have to build the whole house today. You are laying one brick, and that is enough. There is also something worth noticing in the Uranus contact from earlier. Unconventional paths tend to reveal themselves gradually, not all at once. Staying open, rather than forcing a decision, is itself a spiritual practice today. Lucky signs For those who like a quick daily marker, Vedic tradition points to red as today's supportive color, and the window between 9 and 10 in the morning as an especially favorable hour, worth using for anything that matters to you, a conversation, a decision, a moment of connection. The grounded, Taurus-flavored mood of the day pairs well with steady, dependable energy in the people around you. Today's guidance, so here is where the two moons meet. One is asking you to speak up, clearly and on time, especially about work. The other is asking you to slow down, especially at home. Both are right. The skill today is not choosing between visibility and softness. It is knowing which rooms call for which. Send the honest update before it is perfect. Say the appreciation before you assume it is understood. Just before exhaustion demands it. That is the real shift today is offering you. Not a single dramatic sign, but permission to be exact in your words and gentle with your body at the same time. Keep noticing which moments ask for clarity and which ask for quiet. You already know the difference. Today just makes it easier to trust that instinct.